Captioned the image, "Was really nice seeing the big dog Roman Reigns is back." Reigns himself clapped back with a selfie showing off his pearly whites, saying, "If I was you, I'd be talking about me too, cause nobody's talking about you. Get your numbers up." Ensuring he got the last word, Orton commented, "You heard it, folks, straight from the horse's mouth." Recently released WWE star Matt Riddle appears to take more than wrestling advice from his RK Bro partner Randy Orton, as he also found himself at loggerheads with Roman Reigns in a very public way. In a 2021 interview with Bleacher Report, Riddle took aim at the tribal chief. He compared Reigns to a bad parent who claims to be good, saying that the results don't need to be touted if they are true. The former UFC fighter also told Reigns to shut his mouth and that he could beat him in a real fight. Riddle further claimed it was RK Bro moving the merchandise and the needle, and that Reigns' relation to The Rock, their cousins, led to his position at the top of the card. He said, "You're in that spot for a reason. You're not a bro, you're second generation. I'm first generation." Reigns didn't take kindly to the comments, and Riddle later described the backstage heat he got for them. Yet Riddle still threw subliminal shots at the man he called the Chief of Tribes, labeling him as a peacock who doesn't like having his feathers ruffled. Riddle remarked that he was not talking about anybody in particular for fear of getting in trouble, but his meaning seemed very clear. In an interview on Mark Andrews' My Love Letter to Wrestling podcast, Riddle said he drafted a letter apologizing to Reigns, but he first sent it to Orton to look over since he knew Reigns better. Orton amended the apology, perhaps referencing his own issues with Reigns. Riddle then sent it to Reigns to no avail.
"I sent this apology, and let's just say he did not accept it."
Sheamus is a certified WWE veteran who has carved an illustrious career full of championships and marquee matches. But that hasn't staved his resentment toward Roman Reigns for his position at the top and the luxuries that come with it. In an appearance on WWE-turned-AEW star Miro's YouTube channel, he recalled the League of Nations faction, which was composed of Alberto Del Rio, Wade Barrett, Sheamus, and Miro, who was named Rusev at the time. Sheamus explained how the group had been put together at a moment's notice for the sole purpose of getting Reigns over. Sheamus said that considering they were 4 top heels in WWE at the time, the quartet could have made a formidable faction if the company invested in the group. But they were fed to Reigns. Sheamus said he was left creatively bankrupt when he moved on to his next program.
Well, I think by the end, everyone, all of us were kind of like, nah, I'm glad that's over.
Sheamus's resentment over the company's investment in Reigns at the expense of others has by no means dissipated. In an interview with Alex McCarthy for the Daily Mail, the Celtic Warrior noted Reigns' quote, "luxury of wrestling 5 times a year," as he talked about the League of Nations' role of making Roman look strong. Sheamus claimed that before Reigns returned in 2020 as a heel, people didn't give a about him. Sheamus added that Reigns was the big babyface, quote, "wrestling Goldberg and nobody really cared." He remarked on the luxury of getting screen time and that Reigns had made the most of it, but he couldn't help but feel the love could be shared with the rest of the roster. Sheamus said that Reigns had once gone 20 minutes over his allotted segment time at a show, which was a direct detriment to his own time with Austin Theory. Nia Jax and Roman Reigns both share a rich heritage as part of the legendary Anoa'i wrestling dynasty. While Jax and Reigns are not directly related, they're in the same family tree. She's a cousin to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's mother, Ata Maivia Johnson, daughter of High Chief Peter Maivia. Yet, even with her recent WWE return, fans shouldn't expect her to join the bloodline anytime soon. At Survivor Series 2020, Jax and Reigns allegedly got into a major argument over a planned table spot. During the 10-woman elimination match, she was apparently supposed to put Lana through the announcer's table. However, Reigns was also going to be involved in a table spot later in the show against Drew McIntyre, so he had the women change their spots. Lana herself described being in the middle of the drama between the two, saying on the Talk is Jericho podcast, "We were supposed to do this whole table spot on the show, and then Roman did not want that because he had a table spot with Drew McIntyre." She added that Nia and Roman had some major pushback between them. Since then, Jax has taken some shots at Roman Reigns on social media. Taking to her Instagram stories to answer a handful of fan questions, Jax was asked whether she recognized Reigns, presumably as her tribal chief, but she was quick to shut that down as she bluntly declared that she doesn't. She had a similarly blunt reply when asked on X, formerly known as Twitter, if she would join the bloodline, proclaiming strongly that it would be a no if she was offered the chance.